Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of September 16th. This is for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we are at the end of Virgo season and it's going out with an eclipse on Sunday. So on Sunday there's an eclipse in Virgo and it's really asking everybody to really look at where we keep ourselves busy to avoid what really matters to us. Biggest energy. And then the very next day we've got the equinox, which is where the sun and the day and the night are equally spaced and equally balanced throughout everywhere on the world, and that is Libra season that we're moving into. And we also have Mars getting out of Libra. So we're gonna be feeling like that is the biggest shift, is moving out of Virgo energy into Libra energy. Even though Venus, the ruling planet of Libra, is moving back into Virgo, which is, that's whatever. That is totally fine. But yeah, like we're mostly moving into a more harmonious space, but we do have to really let it all die on that eclipse. All right, so let's see. You have details reversed. And so what's fun about this card, as you can see right there, clarity is in the reversal of this card. But Sagittarius, you're coming from a place of details is saying don't get lost in the nitpick distractions of things. Details is showing us that a lot of the times, and like this, what I was saying about the eclipse, is that we will go into places of distracting ourselves with busy work, like, oh, look at how productive I'm being, but you're really just distracting yourself from what you want to do. And it's also in this way with one thing that we have to kill is that everything has to look 100% perfect this way. This is how everything has to be. So what you're being asked to right now is to release any perfectionism that is holding you back from getting things moving or started. Like a baby learns how to walk and it's not beautiful, it's clumsy. It's a very clumsy start. And if that baby never decides to walk, then it's gonna be bedridden or like in a wheelchair, not functional. Like that's not what babies do. They learn and they grow. So Sagittarius, don't be a baby. Learn and grow so that you can, do whatever you want to do. You got all the shitty cards, but at least they're first, like a lot of people's like result is this. You're coming from a place of this rock bottom floundering. So this card is saying that, rock bottom is a place where you aren't holding boundaries. So you're just kind of stuck in this pit, running loops, no sense of direction. And that's where you are, is you're just in this place of being stuck and running loops. And the thing is to accept where you are so that you can get this card right side up, and then at least you know your lowest standard. But you aren't even seeing or acknowledging it because you're lost in all this busy, distraction. Because you're being lost in distraction. You got a lot of reversals, so this is not a good time for you. The mountain reversed is saying that there is this blatant obstacle. It's like the elephant in the room. There's this big thing that you are ignoring and avoiding versus addressing and confronting so that you can move past it, through it, however you want. There's a lot of ways, like people can climb the mountain, you can go around the mountain, you can tunnel through the mountain, but you got to address this mountain, because what you're doing with this rock bottom here is you're just running loops over here, and you're never going to get through this mountain if you don't address the thing that's keeping you in loops and keep yourself distracted. Because the outcome, oh my God, you're reading, wow, is coming apart reversed. Coming apart reversed is saying that, and so all of us have things that we can shed, because like my early example is like when you're afraid of the dark when you're a kid, because that's because you got boogie monsters and things that are keeping you up at night and afraid of the dark, and you need a nightlight. But when you get older, those boogeymen are not physical monsters, and so you don't need to sleep with that nightlight anymore. Coming apart as an adult, it could be this more, you have a fear of let's see, what is a good example? I did this retreat and there were just like events leading into this retreat where I had to ask myself, why am I so reckless? And I sat there for 10 fucking days, just sitting with, why am I so reckless? And yeah, the events of that, like leading few days, were like maybe in the first few hours of the first day. But then by like day like 2, I was like really going back into like high school and shit. And then everybody hits this aha moment about day 6. But for me, it was night 5. Night 5, I cried myself to sleep. And it was more of a, I hit this point of remembering, I remember this time where I got like lost in the mall because like, my mom literally dropped my hand and left me for a sales rack, but I was in the middle of these passing stores. So my family, the rest of my family was like, you know, outside of the store already. And I'm just stuck in this sea of people coming at me from all directions. It probably wasn't for terribly long, but for as long enough that like this moment from when I'm like maybe 4 or 5 traumatized me to be reckless the day or 2 before I got to this retreat. So you got to come apart from whatever it is, that story, so that you can move through it. So the thing, I mean, I guess I'll finish that part of, I got to that point of realization too. And my immediate reaction was not anger towards my mom. It was if I have this deep-seated wound in me that is causing me to do shit today, then does she not have the same shit in her that made her do that? So the realization that you kind of have to come to, you've got to, you know, stop keeping yourself distracted with whatever it is so that you can do the work and release yourself so that you can address the thing, so that you can get out of rock bottom, because it's not the place to be. Yeah. All right, Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. It felt heavy, but I mean, everybody's has been kind of heavy because it is, yeah, we're at eclipse. We got to release this shit. And so here it goes. All right. That's what I have for you, and I'll see you next week in Libra season, and hopefully it lightens up a bit. All right. Bye.